Welcome to Good News, Bad News. I'm your host, Davina.
And I'm a person.
And I'm Jai.
Welcome, and we are going to provide you with news titbits, or tidbits, as it should be said.
Tidbits! My first piece of news is that, well, we could call this good news, I suppose. There is a lovely gentleman who's trying to help out single mothers in Australia with something that he calls Rent-A-Daddy. And before you get too perverted, it is actually a program where he is willing to rent out his time to be a father to women who do not have a husband. I don't know what his
to
price.
Be a father to people who don't have a husband.
Yeah, $30 per hour is his standard rate, but he has a 20% surcharge per hour for Sundays after 4 p.m. and Sunday night dinner dates payable by you. The rental includes 1 to 2 weekends per month, up to 3 activities with the children of their choice. And he will attend all kids' sporting events. 3 hours also of instructional learning and or daycare drop-offs and pickups.
A daddy for people who don't have a husband?
It's like for single moms who don't have a husband, this guy is saying, like, I will be a father to your children.
But why is it not rent a husband?
Because it's not a husband, he's being a father.
So rent a father. Rent a daddy just has, but rent a daddy is like a different thing, I think.
I'll rent your daddy.
This is who I imagine would show up. Isaac dressed in leather, latex, whatever, gag in his mouth.
This is my rent-a-father costume, and this is my rent-a... Yeah. This reminds me, actually, of another thing they have in Japan where you can rent a family.
Yeah?
A family?
Yeah, if, like, you're alone, you feel lonely, you can rent a family who will, like, all come together and they'll be like, oh, hello, I love you, I made some cookies, and, like, they'll be your family, and then...
Shut up, Dad!
What's funny about that is, if you rent them, say, from 12 to 3, at 3 o'clock, is it like the loving just, like, stopped hard on a dime? So they're like, I love... Okay, see you later.
Do you guys remember Up?
Yeah, it's like right there.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, this guy. About the guy whose house has a bunch of balloons. They go flying away.
Oh, yeah.
What a wonderful thing that would be to do.
Someone did it?
Yeah, David Blaine.
Oh.
He did it. And you know what? I tuned in. I'm like, this is pretty crazy. He's just going to hold on to a bunch of balloons and go up 18,000 feet, I think it was. Which would be incredible. And I thought, wow, he's going to test the endurance of his grip or something. But I think he was just a bunch of harnesses. So basically, a backpack hot air balloon.
Where did he go? Did he? Okay.
And then down.
He went back to his home planet.
Earth.
Oh, twist.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was that. It was a bit disappointing. And then reading about it, it turns out that somebody had done it a few years before in a far better way. He just tied a bunch of helium balloons to a deck chair and just went up and got arrested. It was great. Survived.
Because I this lovely book, it's the Darwin Awards, and it tells you all the stupid ways people die, and that was one of them. Some bloke had a 6-pack and a deck chair, but he died because of when it burst.
COVID-19.
Yeah, died of cancer years later.
News from our furry correspondent, Checkers. More news about Alexei Navalny, the Russian dissident who opposes publicly Vladimir Putin, who was probably poisoned, and it looks like the Germans who flew him out of Russia have determined that he was poisoned with Novichok, which is a poison that has been used on dissidents in the past. Most recently, that former Russian spy who lived in the UK, Sergei Skripal, and his daughter, who actually survived, but then a random woman who lived in their village died in England. Yeah, so they think that's what poisoned, and of course they're asking the Russian government to respond, whose response so far has been, "What do you mean poison? We know poison."
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how they got him out of the country, right? They just bundled him onto a private jet and flew him to Germany.
Yeah, actually, it was a theater guy, a guy who has this charity that's based around theater. I don't really understand how it's connected, but he apparently was a follower of Navalny, and so when he heard that he had probably been poisoned, he got somebody he knew, a donor or something, who has a private jet, to go and get him. And so they got this medical team on this plane. I really don't understand how they did it, because why would the Russians let them in the country? Oh, they didn't want them to land, I remember that, at the airport, and they made up some fake excuse like, I don't know what, like, we have to land or something.
Oh, good excuse.
We have to. Really, we have to.
Well, hey, I mean, he's a theater guy. So, whatever it was good. In other news, summer's coming, guys, and it's getting hot, and coronavirus seems to be dying down in Hong Kong and China. You know what that means? The factories are open again. And you know what that means? Pollution is at an all-time high. Jesus, I went for a hike yesterday, and it was what's the pollution index called? The
skin rating system, because when you came back, you had none.
Yeah, that's it.
Peeled off of your body.
Yeah, I was swimming this morning and I thought, oh, it's a bit silky in the air. It was, whatever.
That's such a nice way to say it. The air is so silky. Oh, it's so silky.
So silky.
Ariana Grande is the first woman.
I'm in.
Oh, is it? We've got a hook.
That's good to me.
She's the first lady to have 200 million Instagram followers.
Wow.
I found that out from Lady Gaga's Instagram.
Wow.
And I thought, who is the man with the most Instagram followers if Ariana Grande is?
Can we guess?
Yeah, go for it. You'll be surprised.
Will Smith.
No. I like following him.
Akon.
No.
Donald Trump.
No.
Ooh. Isaac, you got anything?
Kanye West.
No. No, it's footballer, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh. All right.
Interesting.
Well, he's got a lot of abs. And he's actually supposed to be a pretty good guy. He gives back to a lot of charities and things.
He has 297 million Instagram followers. That's insane.
Yeah, that's a lot. That'd feed a country for a year. How about you, Isaac? How many followers do you have?
None.
Yep.
None. This has been Good News, Bad News.
But mostly bad news.